to. Tonight's show is packed full of the greatest Strictly news and exclusives one could ever dream of. And to match that, we have quite the cast. Lined up on our sofa right now, we have the new Queen of Latin and her loyal servant, Debbie and Giovanni. Evening, Mom. Better the devils we know, Molly and AJ are here. Not in the catsuit. And here to give this week's training footage a good looking over Ian Waite. Nice shirt. And she's only just recovered from Halloween, but what are her designs for the weekend is Vicky Gill. We'll find out. Beautiful people. But first up, their devilish cha-cha-cha made hell look like a place we'd all love to hang out. But it wasn't enough to keep them from the dreaded trip to the dance-off. It's Molly and AJ.
That was a devilishly good cha-cha-cha. He's so much fun in hell, I want to join in.
For me, there's definitely some issues. The core needs to be more toned. The shoulders, you start to wear them as earrings.
You looked extremely confident and very comfortable doing this dance, so well done.
Hello, you gorgeous twosome. I have to say, we have never seen a pair of devils looking so good. Sorry, Russell Grant. You were amazing out there. How much fun was that morning?
Oh, we had so much fun out there, didn't we?
It was
Literally, I couldn't take the smile off my face. I was trying to go for the sort of sassy thing, but I kept breaking out into a smile. It was really good.
I'm not really surprised. The outfit, the crowd, the music, it was Kylie.
I know.
Everything. Oh. And Craig said you looked extremely confident and comfortable. Oh. And I know you've always sort of thought, oh, not keen on the Latin, but does that help you a little bit?
Well, I love the Latin. I love the Latin. It's just that I've completely fallen in love with the ballroom. That's the thing. But I need to get my confidence up with the Latin, really. But it was so good to hear that from Craig. I was literally like, oh my gosh, that's great that my confidence is improving and all of that. So yes, go on, Craig.
And social media's going crazy for you. Hello, my name is Lucy. Hello, my name is Lucy. Wrote, I wonder if Molly King has to be cut out of that outfit to have a pee. I wonder if you can shed any light on that.
It did take a bit of an army to let me go to the toilet. I had to be, zipped out and all of this. There's so much going on there, mic packs and all of it going. So, yeah, quite a few of us to let me go for a quick wee. And you know when you're nervous, you've always got to go as well.
I know, you've always got to go.
We're going live and I need a wee.
I know you have to hold it in sometimes.
You've got to hold it in.
AJ, great choreography, by the way, and you make a great devil. There was a lovely little touch where we saw you check yourself out in the mirror. Did we catch you off guard, or was that part of the choreography?
Catch me off guard. You should ask Molly, really. She catches me off guard all week. Anything reflective, and there's usually opportunity to have a little look.
Oh, yes, good. Were you happy with how you looked?
I was very happy. Yeah. Waistcoat and all that. Got my tail.
You looked amazing. I know you were working that tail. Also, you two are the smiliest couple that we have on the show. So how, tricky is it to get into the character of being devils?
I know, because you kept saying all week, you were like, Molly, you've got to be this kind of a bit more fierce, a bit sassy. And I just kept coming out with my fork, being like, hey! And he was like,
we've got to do it seriously. This is going to happen on the live show. And then she's coming out just all smiles. It was a bit scary. No. Not really.
You did brilliantly, though. But then, something terrible happened.
Oh, I know.
The dance-off. And there was an audible gasp of shock throughout the audience, in fact, throughout the country. I mean, what happened there, AJ?
We were in that danger zone, in the middle of the table on that leaderboard. It's always scary.
Yeah.
It's obviously very tough. You never know who's safe or not. And when we found out we were in the dance-off, it was a bit of... We were both gutted because we love it so much, and it was like... We just don't want it to end.
That's the thing. That's the thing. You see that red light go on you and you just think, oh my gosh, this is the end of it now. We're going to go. We're literally going, and I'm not going to learn any more dancing. We're not going to be hanging out anymore. Like, it's just over, and you just have to really pick yourself up. And AJ was there to calm me down because I was like, oh my gosh, we're going. And you have to just pull yourself together.
Your little faces were all like that. No, Molly, it's going to be And look, the judges saved you unanimously.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yes. So good. And Craig was on the show yesterday singing your praises, Molly. Do you feel a bit more confident now?
I do, yeah, I do. I think that, you know, there's so much technique to learn, but I think the most important thing is that you go out there and have fun, and that's what we're doing. And we love rehearsing together, being in that training room, getting to learn a whole new skill every week. Like, I just love it. So I just hope that we can continue for as long as possible.
We've been peeking in your training room this week, and we have noticed another character who keeps making an appearance. Have a look at this.
Oh, no.
I'll go 7, 8. 1, 2. I think I hold my tension in my hands. Now, my hands look like two little T-Rex here.
1, 2, 3. Cha-cha.
I seem to dance with T-Rex arms. My hands are out like claws. Those kickball changes, I was in business.
Yeah.
And so was the T-Rex.
It's all the rage now. It's all the rage in the clubs up and down the country.
We've worked out what it is now.
Yeah.
It's a mic. She's so used to holding a mic in her hand that she's anticipating she's going to start singing, and then it's like...
Any minute. That's when...
That's what I told him anyway.
He bought it. He bought it.
He bought it.
It makes sense.
Foxtrot to Connie Francis, Call Me Irresponsible.
Oh, it's
Let's
gorgeous.
listen. Oh, dreamy look. This takes me back. What can you reveal about your character or the dance? What can you tell us at this stage?
Molly is a Hollywood superstar. She's there.
Oh,
Mollywood. I'm her assistant.
Mollywood.
Yeah, Mollywood.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm her assistant. I'm helping her. I'm taking her coat off her, taking her glasses.
Yeah.
And I save her at the beginning. She falls. And then she falls in love with me afterwards. Because I've saved her
Hang on,
life.
she falls in love with you or you fall in love
She
with her?
physically falls. I catch her. And then she falls in love with me.
Obviously.
Well, who wouldn't?
He added that bit into the story.
Yeah, this is my story. Molly's got a different story in her brain, but...
You did say today on social media it could be her best dance ever.
I think it is. It is.
Okay.
It's feeling so nice. I absolutely love the
that's
Foxtrot.
scary. Do you think?
Yeah. This was at the beginning of the week, so this is average.
But she looks amazing there.
Oh, look at that.
And that's
look
at
at
the
that.
beginning.
Oh.
Are you checking yourself out there, AJ? Now, Shirley...
He's thinking I look great.
Shirley gave her Queen of Latin crown to Debbie. Are you after Anton's Queen of Ballroom crown?
Oh, I would love that crown. Literally, who would love that crown?
Clutch it tight. Good luck at the weekend. Could be your best dance ever. Molly and AJ!
Thank you.
Listen to that. Right now, it's time for one man and his wand to boldly go where no man has gone before. Well, at least since yesterday, it's weights warm-up. Well, look who's here. Honey, darling, I must ask, how was your dad Alan's takeaway last night?
Oh, it was a non-event really. We had the takeaway and then he said, right, I'm going home for a wash and I'm going to bed early.
Oh, there we go. He's 70. It was his 70th birthday.
We're going to have a drink and a chat with him.
You do what you want, Alan. Where's your wand, my darling?
Oh, yes. You can tell Gio's in the house, can't you? So noisy.
That's my son.
I'm glad you wore flowers today. Me too.
Flowers, I know. It just works like that. We're just like a couple. Okay, let's talk about our couples. Alexandra and Gorka are taking on what has become the dreaded cha-cha-cha. But could Alexandra make it look easy?
Well, she's doing a pretty good job of a really difficult dance.
Yeah.
A lot of syncopated stuff here, I've noticed, which is more difficult because it's half of the beat of a normal beat.
That's what it means, people. Right.
Yeah. I'd like to see a little bit more articulation in the ankles from her.
Yeah.
Just to make the finesse look a little bit better.
Okay.
And also, I noticed that there are places where she could settle a lot more into the hip. Which I mean is, so when she's actually straightening and then she's settling into the hip a bit more. So you make the area between your shoulder blade and your hip shorter. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it.
I don't like squeezing
And that's what gives you that earthy look.
Yeah, that gives you
and
into the...
I think maybe because of the syncopation, she misses that out too.
Okay, I like that. We've learned something.
Yeah.
On to Aston's passo, which completely wowed the judges. Can they keep in the dizzy heights with the Viennese waltz, Aston and Jeanette?
Well, he is absolutely brilliant on his own. everywhere, but it's a bit like sometimes. It's a bit like me when I'm on my own. Now, when he gets into hold, sometimes he can look a little bit awkward. He's not so comfortable.
Yeah.
But I must say, his frame's improved, Zoe,
Good
a lot.
lad.
It really has.
Good.
But I noticed here that sometimes he's struggling literally in the pivots to get around her. And I think if he was slightly over there a little bit more and he took a slightly bigger step...
Around her.
Around her.
Around her.
And then he might be able to rotate a little bit easier around her.
Oh, we got
Do you
that.
like that?
That's good. That's good. I like your little sketch that you've drawn.
Yeah, a little bit bigger, that step, and then they
Okay.
get around her like that.
On to Susan. Now, she took a bit of a knock last week after we all loved her Mother of Dragons. The judges gave her quite a hard time. Will she be setting the dance floor on fire this week with her jive? She's been working very hard.
I do think there are a lot of lovely basics in this routine.
Good work.
And I would like to see a little bit more bounce in her feet because they're very flat. But I like the fact that she's attempting to lift the knees.
Oh, yeah, they're coming up.
So the fact that she's lifting the knees is making it look more like a jive. Yeah. But what I would say is that to make it that much better, she really needs to work on the finesse of the finishing off of things. So finishing off of the feet, finishing off sometimes of the arms, like the pointing and the bouncing and the rotation in the backward places. It's all a bit square and not pointed and finessed.
So if she was to work on those,
we could see a few more points.
Good girl. Yeah. OK, Ruth and Anton doing a paso doble. Thank you, Giovanni.
Thank you, Giovanni.
Judges loving the improvement in Ruth. How about you?
Yeah, do you know what? I love these two. And I feel sorry for Ruth because, she's had a hard time. At the beginning of the week, I saw on Twitter that she was, having a bit of a meltdown. But I would say, listen, just enjoy yourself. This is a great show. This is a show.
There's a lot of love for Ruth.
I did notice that she's like, she's cheered up now. Look, I mean, at the end of the day, just look at Anton's face. That'll make you laugh. I just think if she just enjoys herself and not takes it too seriously. I know it's difficult because, everybody's like saying, you need to improve this, you need to improve that. But I do think just
she's a joy to watch, isn't she? Okay.
Enjoy yourself.
David and Nadia are doing an American smooth. Is it looking smooth enough for you, Mr. Waite?
Well, there's some very smooth, gorgeous foxtrot here. At times, though, I find that he loses contact with Nadia, and that's because he stops driving. So he starts to drive, and then all of a sudden he backs off. So so literally they lose contact.
Well, you talk about driving quite a lot in foxtrot. Is that because you've got to move across the floor?
Yeah, you've just got to keep driving, keep driving the legs.
Keep driving, keep driving.
If you notice here, when he's stepping outside of her, he kind of loses contact also, and that's because he's got no CBMP.
Oh, CBMP.
Now I'll show you.
Remind us what that is again.
So when I go outside you like this, instead of being straight like that, you've got to turn your body to your partner when you step outside her.
Okay, well,
so that you keep contact. Okay. You see what I mean? So then we won't lose contact. So CBMP, it means body movement.
Contra-body movements, people. That's exactly what it is.
Yes, exactly.
You, sir, are divine. Please come back again soon. Ian Waite!